Success is a concept that almost every human being on this planet desires, yet it remains one of the most misunderstood and elusive goals. We are often taught from a young age that success is something we must go out and get. We are told to hunt it, to chase it, and to capture it. But here is the profound truth that many of us overlook. Success is not something you pursue. In fact, chasing success is often the very reason it stays out of your reach. When you chase something, it implies that the object of your desire is running away from you. The harder you run, the faster it seems to slip through your fingers, leading to a cycle of frustration, exhaustion, and eventually burnout. The real secret, the one that changes everything, is that success is something you attract by the person you become. Think of yourself as a magnet. If the magnet is weak, it can only pull small, insignificant things toward it. But if you strengthen the magnet, it naturally draws larger and more valuable things into its field, without any extra effort. Your character, your mindset, and your habits are what determine the strength of your success magnet. When you stop focusing on the chase and start focusing on your internal development, success stops being a distant goal and starts becoming a natural byproduct of your existence. So, let me ask you, what kind of person are you becoming today? Because that person is exactly what your future success depends on. The core of character becoming, a person who attracts success, starts deep within, at the level of your character. Success is not attracted to luck or coincidence. It is attracted to specific human qualities that resonate with the laws of the universe. It is drawn to discipline, perseverance, generosity, and unwavering integrity. These aren't just words. They are the pillars of a successful life. Success seeks out people who add genuine value to the world, those who are constantly in a state of self-improvement and evolution. To attract greatness, you must be intentional with your life. You cannot simply wander through your days and expect to stumble upon a fortune. Wandering leads to mediocrity. Success, however, is reserved for those who have a vision, those who are clear about their destination, and are willing to pay the price to reach it. Every great achievement has a price tag attached to it. The price of time, the price of intense effort, and the price of personal sacrifice. But before you can even begin to pay that price, you must know what you are buying. You must have absolute clarity. The necessity of clarity and goals clarity is the precursor to mastery. If you cannot define what success looks like for you, how can you expect it to find you? Imagine a ship leaving a harbor without a map or a destination. It is at the mercy of the winds and the waves, and it will likely end up wrecked on the rocks. Most people are like that ship. They are wandering through life without a clear direction. This is why success remains elusive to the masses. I want you to be specific. If I were to ask you right now, where do you want to be 5 years from today? Could you give me a detailed and compelling answer? Could you describe your life, your career, and your character with absolute precision? If the answer is no, then you are not yet a magnet for success. Clarity leads to action, and action is the only thing that produces results. When your vision is clear, the path forward, no matter how difficult, becomes visible. The obstacles don't disappear, but your ability to navigate them increases because you know exactly where you are going. Embracing the struggle, do not be mistaken. The path to becoming a successful person is rarely a smooth one. In fact, the journey is often paved with challenges that are designed to test your resolve. But here is the secret. Those obstacles are not there to stop you. They are there to prepare you. They are the forge in which your character is shaped. Success comes to those who take consistent, disciplined action, even when the initial excitement has worn off and the road gets steep. Tough times are a guarantee in life, but they do not have the power to defeat a person who has built internal resilience. There is a saying that tough times don't last, but tough people do. To attract higher levels of success, you must become a tougher, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. The bigger your dreams, the bigger the challenges you will face. But remember, the size of the obstacle is simply a reflection of the size of the reward waiting on the other side. You must welcome the struggle, for it is the struggle that makes you worthy of the success you seek. The Shoaff revelation there was a time in my life when I was completely lost. At 25 years old, I was broke, I had no savings, and I had very little hope for what was to come. I spent my time complaining about my circumstances, blaming the government, the taxes, and the economy for my failure. But then, I met a man who would change my life forever, my mentor, Mr. Shoaff. He looked at my life and told me something that hit me like a ton of bricks. He said, "Jim, if you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better." It sounds simple, but it was a total revelation. I had spent years waiting for the world to change so that I could be successful. Mr. Shoaff taught me that my circumstances were not the problem. I was the problem. But the beauty of that realization was that if I was the problem, I was also the solution. I didn't have to wait for the economy to improve. I just had to improve myself. I realized that if I wanted to attract success, I had to transform into the kind of person that success would naturally want to be around. That was the moment I stopped working on my job and started working on myself. The architect of habits, if you want to predict your future, you don't need a crystal ball. You just need to look at your daily habits. Your habits are the architects of your destiny. You can have all the grand intentions and noble dreams in the world, but if your daily routines are out of alignment with those dreams, you will never reach them. Think about health. If someone wants to be fit, but has a habit of eating poorly and avoiding exercise, will they ever reach their goal? Of course not. Success works exactly the same way. Successful people are simply people who have developed success habits. They read daily, they plan their time, they take immediate action, and they constantly review their progress. But the most important habit of all is consistency. Success isn't built on a single great performance. It's built on the boring, repetitive, and disciplined actions you take day in and day out. Anyone can be motivated for a day or a week, but can you stay committed for months and years? That is where the elite are separated from the average. It is in the grind of consistency that the magnet of success is truly forged. The soil of the mindset, your mindset, is the soil in which your life grows. If the soil is acidic or full of toxins like doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs, nothing beautiful can grow there. To attract success, you must first believe that success is possible for you. You must believe that you are capable of becoming the person you envision. If you don't believe in yourself, the world will never believe in you. Belief is the foundation, but it is not enough on its own. You must actively feed your mind with high-quality information. Your mind is like a sponge. It absorbs everything in its environment. If you surround yourself with negativity, gossip, and small-minded thinking, your thoughts will reflect that. But if you fill your mind with books that inspire, seminars that challenge, and ideas that expand your vision, your reality will shift. You will start to see opportunities where you once saw walls. When you change the way you think, you change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, you change the results you attract. The law of association, one of the most critical factors in who you become, is the people you choose to spend your time with. There is an undeniable law of association. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you are hanging around with people who have no goals, who complain constantly, and who are satisfied with mediocrity, it will be nearly impossible for you to attract success. Their energy will act like an anchor, dragging you down to their level. You must be intentional and even ruthless about your circle. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, people who have higher standards than you do, and people who are on a similar journey of self-improvement. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. When I started working on myself, I noticed a painful reality. Some of my old friends no longer fit in my life. They didn't want to talk about growth or big ideas. I realized that not everyone is meant to go where you are going. Some people are only meant to be a part of your history, not your destiny. If you want to move forward, you must be willing to let go of the weights that are holding you back. Learning from the master's success leaves clues. You don't have to reinvent the wheel to become successful. You just have to find the people who have already achieved what you want and study them. Who are you learning from? Who are you modeling your life after? If you want to be a world-class entrepreneur, study the habits of world-class entrepreneurs. If you want to be a person of great character, study the lives of those who embody integrity. When I met Mr. Shoaff, I didn't just listen to him. I modeled him. I watched how he thought, how he spoke, and how he carried himself. I saw that he believed in abundance while I was stuck in a mindset of scarcity. I saw that he was disciplined while I was lazy. By following his patterns, I was able to change the entire trajectory of my life. Success is predictable if you follow the right patterns. Find your mentors, read their books, and apply their wisdom. The path has already been walked by others. Your job is to follow their footsteps until you are strong enough to forge your own. The value you bring to the marketplace in the professional world, you are paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. Success is not attracted to those who simply show up and take up space. It is attracted to those who solve problems and contribute to the betterment of others. The more value you add, the more success you will attract. It is a simple equation of cause and effect. Ask yourself, how can I be more valuable today than I was yesterday? Are you solving bigger problems? Are you helping more people? Are you bringing solutions to the table instead of just complaints? Successful people are the ones who see an obstacle and find a way over, under, or through it. They don't wait for permission to be great. They find ways to serve. And remember, the size of your financial reward will always be directly proportional to the size of the problems you solve for others. If you want a bigger life, start solving bigger problems. The pillar of integrity value isn't just about what you produce. It's about the character behind the production. Lasting success is built on the foundation of integrity. In a world where many people try to cut corners or take the easy way out, the person who stands by their word is a rare and attractive find. Trust is the currency of success. If people cannot trust your word, they will never trust you with their business, their time, or their loyalty. Mr. Shoaff once told me that the way you do anything is the way you do everything. If you are dishonest in small, seemingly insignificant areas of your life, that dishonesty will eventually manifest in the big areas too. You cannot compartmentalize your character. Integrity means doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It means keeping your promises to yourself as much as to others. When you build a reputation for being a person of high ethics, you create a level of magnetism that draws opportunities to you that others can only dream of. The bridge of self-discipline without discipline. All your goals and visions are just beautiful hallucinations. Discipline is the bridge that connects where you are with where you want to be. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Most people operate based on their feelings. If they feel motivated, they work. If they don't, they quit. But successful people operate based on principles. Discipline is not something you are born with. It is a muscle that you must train. Every time you make a difficult choice, like waking up earlier, finishing a tough project, or saying no to a distraction, you are strengthening your discipline muscle. And with that strength comes self-respect. When you discipline yourself, you are telling yourself that your dreams are worth the effort. People are naturally drawn to those who have high standards for themselves. If you want to attract success, start by raising the bar on your own behavior. Stop settling for mediocrity and start demanding excellence from yourself. The wisdom of patience and compounding. We live in an age of instant everything, but real success is never instant. It is a slow, gradual process that requires immense patience. Most people fail because they quit too soon. They plant the seed today and expect the harvest tomorrow. But nature doesn't work that way, and neither does success. You must be willing to nurture your dreams, to water them daily with hard work, and to wait for them to grow. This is the power of compounding. The small, seemingly insignificant things you do every day. The extra book you read, the extra call you make, the extra hour of study, add up over time. In the beginning, you might not see any results, and that is where most people give up. But if you stay the course, those small efforts begin to multiply. One day, the growth becomes explosive. Patience is not just about waiting. It's about working while you wait. It's about trusting that the laws of the universe are working in your favor, even when you can't see the progress yet. Persistence and adaptability. While patience is the willingness to wait, persistence is the refusal to quit. Life will test your persistence at every turn. You will face failures, you'll experience setbacks, and you will have moments where you feel like giving up. But I am telling you, persistence always pays off. The difference between the person who succeeds and the person who fails is often just one more attempt. However, persistence must be paired with adaptability. Don't be the person who tries to break down a brick wall by hitting it with their head over and over again. If something isn't working, be persistent with your goal, but flexible with your strategy. Successful people are not stuck in their ways. They are students of life. They are willing to learn new skills, try new approaches, and pivot when necessary. The world is changing rapidly, and if you want to attract success, you must be willing to evolve along with it. The responsibility of the leader, finally. If you want to attract success, you must take 100% responsibility for your life. You must stop playing the victim. There is no power in blame. When you blame your boss, your past, or the economy, you are giving away your power to change your situation. But when you take responsibility, you reclaim that power. You realize that you are the captain of your ship and the master of your fate. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. It means you are responsible for finding the right mentors, building the right team, and creating the right environment. It means owning your failures as much as your successes. When you shift from, "Why is this happening to me?" to "What can I do about this?" you unlock your true potential. Success is not a mystery. It is a predictable result of becoming a person of value, character, and discipline. When you focus on the inside, the outside takes care of itself. Stop chasing success and start becoming the kind of person success is looking for. Work on yourself, stay consistent, and watch as your life transforms. You have the power to attract everything you've ever wanted. It all starts with the person you choose to be today.